Island Beats.
What's poppin', y'all?
What up, though?
What it do, Dante?
Shit. It's going good over here, brother. I'm in no complaints. You know me, any day above the ground is a good day. I mean, I really have no complaints.
That's what's up, man.
This was a good week. Productive week. Been doing some inner work. A lot of my shadow work been going good. You know, a lot of that work that people don't really talk about too much, but needs to get done. I make sure that I do that enough because, talk about that mental, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I always make sure I'm straight.
That's what's
I'm
up.
good. This week was a good week. Nice, productive week. You know? How about you, brother?
For the most part, I'm alright. I'm Gucci. I had another trying week. We not gonna get into.
No, we don't have to.
But I'm here. I'm maintaining. I'm working, thriving. That's all I can ask.
Maintaining the membrane instead of insane.
Oh,
see what I did there?
God. Anyway,
maintaining the brain.
somebody come get this man. Anyway,
shout out Trav Q. Man.
Anyway, welcome y'all to episode 6.
6 of them.
6 of them.
2 of them. 3 of them. 4 of them. 5 of them. 6 of them.
Everything ID.
No,
I'm gonna keep trying.
See, you know what? Guys, this is gonna be the last episode where I do the count up because you ruined it.
How?
Because you do what you always do.
First of all,
most.
Anyway,
fucking ID.
First and foremost, let's get these shout outs out the way. Shout out to No Talent Beats as always.
Talent Beats.
I want to show some love to my boy Jorge. Ran to my boy Jorge earlier in the week. Hadn't seen my man in almost a year. It was good. Ran into him and his wife. Jorge's married. You knew that?
Yeah, son. I've been seeing that on IG.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Jorge.
Oh, that's on IG, Mr.V_math. Shout out and support his business at Loners and Lovers. LONERSNLOVERS on IG. That's Loners and Lovers. Follow my boy. Support his business. Today's episode, I wanted to get into round 1 of these playoffs.
Ooh.
These playoffs been really good.
Oh, so this is one of them talk episodes.
We talking that shit.
Yeah, son. This is gonna be a good one. I like the ones where we talk our. I mean, we always talk our shit, but you know. Round 1. Yeah, I mean, damn. I guess I got to start, right?
How you feeling, bro?
I guess I got to start, right? I mean,
what's going on?
There's only one way that I guess we have to start it one way or another, right? There's only one way. I mean, I'm still gonna always say it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
You already know what I'm saying? I know we're not doing too well right now, yo. I know.
That man.
I'm gonna mute you so you can't say nothing. Go New York, go New York, go. Nah. I mean, those my boys right now, but woo, lordy lord. Let me just say first and foremost, y'all, I'm a realist. I used to be delusional about my boys, but Trae Young is not going to be stopped by us.
Trae Young came with y'all.
Particular playoffs, no siree. Oh, you woke up and chose violence today, huh?
This is what Trae Young was saying to y'all. Dante is mad. Hey, when I'm posting this on YouTube. Y'all gotta see this man's face right now. That boy Julius Randle was like, "Yo, as soon as I step a toe into the playoffs, I'm gonna go right back to my old ways."
Julius Randle said, "Y'all gave me what? Most improved player?
He's
I'm
like,
one up you. Watch what I do in the playoffs." most unimproved, improved player. Son, I got y'all.
The regular season ended. He was like, my work is done.
He's like, that's it. I got my trophy for the year.
Yo, bro, when I turned the game on last night, the third quarter was just starting. Mm-hmm. They said Randall was 1 for 14.
Bro, first of all, that might have been those might have been actual stats. Over the last 3 games, I think he has a total of 8 or 10 or 8 to 10 made shots. Bro.
He had by far the shittiest double I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely, but he still got that double. You see that?
Bro, I've never seen a team lose when they. If I'm not mistaken, Atlanta only shot 15 free throws yesterday. The Knicks shot almost double that.
In terms of free throws?
Yes.
I believe it. Nerlens Noel took like all of them.
And it wasn't like they weren't efficient at the free throw line. They were making them.
True.
And still lost. That's insane, bro.
But the thing about it is, though, this is the part of being a New York Knicks fan that I hate. I get my hopes up and I get really excited. Game 1, I was really excited. Y'all lost by the skin of your teeth. Game 2, y'all came back but still, Julius Randle is the reason why these games are the way they are. I'm going to be completely honest, because think about it. If Julius Randle actually scores his points the way that he should, and we keep playing the way that we're playing, we can't lose. Because honestly, Trae Young is the Hawks. Let's call it what it is. Like, I'm not saying nobody else on the team will score more than 15 kind of points. Mm-hmm. Clint Capella is somebody I know that people are going to bring up. What's his face? Herder and Hunter are people that they would bring up.
Serbian kid.
The Serbian dude.
That played with Sacramento last year.
Herder.
That's not Herder.
I'm talking about Herder. I don't know who.
13.
I don't know their roster like that.
Bogdanovic.
Oh, Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic. There you go.
Yo, real talk. Not even trying to be funny. Do you got a brother, bro?
Nah, they just all sound the same.
Nah. There's a Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
Bogdanovic.
No, there's different.
Is it like Patels?
I think. The G's are in different spots.
They got the Bogdanovic.
Nah, bro.
Yes, they do.
The G's are in different spots.
Yo, son, you go ahead. There's a Boban and a Bogdan, but they both got Bogdanovic as
anyway,
last name, son.
That man trigger finger is so quick, and he was hitting them threes last night. I'm like, damn, bro.
First of all, and let's talk about how I'm really proud of Derrick Rose. Mm-hmm. Yo, he cannot guard Trae Young.
Who could?
Yo, he's too damn quick. And then the thing about it is, I'm not even praising Trae Young like that because I'm a Knicks fan at the end of the day. But Trae Young is very, very disrespectful. Mm-hmm. We haven't had somebody this disrespectful towards us since our Reggie Miller years. I still want to slap him in the face every time I hear his voice.
Which one, Trae or Reggie?
I'm talking about Reggie.
Oh, okay.
Trae, he's still in it. So
did you hear Trae's voice? That's my first time hearing him actually talk. Post game yesterday.
Oh, you've never heard his voice?
He sound like a mouse.
First of all, he's got that older, younger face, and you saw game 2. You see what's going on with his hair, son. Trae Young, balding, you know what I'm saying? But they only doing that because Knicks, the New York anything is very just disrespectful. They don't know how to not be disrespectful. Now let's talk about these free throws. Go ahead, say your thing.
But truth be told, I still think New York gonna win that series.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I'm upset with my boys. I haven't lost faith in my boys. I told people that this is going to go to 7, and I still think that.
Because if Julius turns it around, they don't have nobody that can stop him.
And that's what I'm saying. If we can get him going, even if Barrett want to still be cold, the bench, our bench have been outscoring at the Hawks bench this entire series.
Who's been playing really well?
Oh, God.
Who am I to say?
You're going to bring up Obi Toppin.
Has he not been playing really well?
The only reason why I said, oh, God, is because this is, for y'all as an audience, y'all don't know that me and Sean have had these conversations. Yo, hold on, my bad, y'all.
He got the computer playing.
Yeah, I was over here trying to look up scores, and they doing something wild. But me and Sean be talking about this off air, and I can admit before he does this thing.
Listen, hold on. Let me tell it. Let me tell it.
I'm gonna admit.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna admit.
I'm listening.
That I was wrong.
Thank you.
I'll let you tell it.
Thank you.
I'll let you tell it. But
thank you.
Hear me out. I'm only saying I was wrong because he's doing something. You making it seem like he's the face of the franchise. I'm still not going to concede to that. But I will concede and say I was wrong in the sense that you did say he was going to be a lot better than I gave him credit for, and I will say that you were right about that.
Now, let me say this. What I said to Dante before playoffs at the beginning of the season was, I'm just being real, I said to him that the Knicks were going to be good. And my reasoning for it was a little bit off. But my overall reasoning was right. I said the Knicks were going to be good. I felt like Obi was going to be the man. And I'm like, with him, somebody else was going to step up. I didn't know it was going to be Julius Randle. No one knew that shit. I thought it was going to be RJ. But RJ had a really good season.
He had a good year this year.
So,
a really good year this year.
It's just that his year got overshadowed by Randle having such a... Like, in any other year, honestly, Randle would have been an MVP candidate.
This year?
Yeah.
The only reason why anyone would argue against that is because we weren't in the top 3. That's the only reason why. Because that's when the MVP argument gets kind of...
I get it, but also, that narrative changed when Westbrook won it a few years ago. Because people forget, the year that Westbrook won his MVP, OKC was a 6 seed.
Yeah, but...
Who finished third this year? Steph. They didn't make the playoffs.
Third. Steph didn't finish third.
Yes, he did.
Oh, third in scoring.
No, third in MVP votes.
I thought you meant his team. My fault. I was about to say.
So they don't hold the team record against the MVPs as much as they used to. Because before your team had to been good.
Yeah.
They don't hold that against them anymore. Yeah. So, and I honestly had Jokic and had Embiid not had the years that they had Steph not going off the way that he did all season, Julius would have been at least number 4, number 5.
Yo, and I won't argue that only because, not even being a Knicks fan, if you watch Julius during the regular season, and his postseason play, if you don't watch his regular season play, will definitely taint your decisions. But if you watch his regular season play, he was the catalyst for our team. Like, he's literally the reason why we ended up being, one of the biggest reasons why we ended up being in the 4th seed. And we get into coaching, shout out Tom Thibb and everything like that. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about just my series because we could be here for forever. Long story short, though, for round 1 for us, if we want to win this series, Game 4 tomorrow matters. Game 4 matters.
Are the Knicks winning tomorrow?
We have to.
What's going to be the final score?
Final score is going to be 109, 102 us.
Does Julius Randle break his cold streak?
I think it's going to be a better game, but I still think he's going to be like a 7 for 16 kind of night.
Okay.
But I think that's going to be way better than 1 for 14.
You want to put a bet on that?
No, those numbers are way too specific for me. Absolutely not. Nah, absolutely.
I was going to say a wager between friends.
No, ain't
no money.
With those numbers?
Yeah, no, a stipulation, no money.
Then you're going to have to give me a range, bruh.
Nah, the Knicks win tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We're not going to do that.
Why?
We're not going to do that. I was thinking of something crazy. We're not going to do that.
All right, well, you ain't got to say it then. You ain't say it, so I ain't got to do it.
We'll say that for another episode.
That's fine. You know me. I'm somebody that'll do the dare.
We're going to say that for football season.
That's perfect. Oh, and we play y'all this year.
Yes.
Too. And we play
Jets play the Saints this year.
Yes, we do. But you know what? I can't even... honestly, y'all, that's a whole other conversation. We could talk football on another episode because, honestly... I don't know what to expect.
Listen, we're getting there. Yeah. We're getting closer. But we're not going to jump to that realm. We're going to stay on we're going to stay on playoff basketball.
What I was going to say is New York needs to win Game 4 because honestly, if they don't, it's going to be hard for us to bring it to 7. Okay. I personally think this series is going to go to 7, and New York's going to take it to 7. Okay. Personally,
all right, I agree with that. I think the Knicks are going to win. If the Knicks win tomorrow, I think they end it in 6.
Okay.
Because if the Knicks win and they win, like, glaringly, and it's not close, Atlanta's not going to be able to rebound from it. Because if they couldn't take advantage of going up 3-1 at home...
Oh, yeah, because then if we beat them resoundingly in Atlanta...
Then that's 2 more games in New York.
They got to come to New York.
They're not winning another one in Madison Square. You know why they're not winning another one in Madison Square? I'm not saying it's going to affect Trey's game so much, but... the fans have done something to him.
Oh, listen, that's fans.
And even if it's not him, the rest of them, they out. Because the energy that they gave off in that game 2, the rest of his team, you can tell that like they wanted out of New York.
Listen, this is what I'm telling you. Trae Young is the Hawks. Mm-hmm. If we find a way to at least slow him down, because he's not a man that can be stopped. You can slow him down. Atlanta has to have somebody else step up, and that's where I'm like, I'm okay. If they got to bring somebody else to step up, I'm okay with them trying to do that.
All right. So, next Next series,
we can't even talk shit. I was gonna say Miami and the Bucks.
I was about to bring bro.
That one's a little bit over, so we don't even gotta spend no time. Talk about fucking a good series. Denver and Portland.
Oh, listen.
I thought, it's tied up, bro. 2-2.
Listen, hold up.
2-2 against Denver.
Hold up.
Remember, and you know what's even funnier about this? You know who the coach of the Hawks is?
I'm listening. Keep
Good
going.
old Nate McMillan. He can never take the Blazers out of the first round. So that's another reason why I'm also not scared of the Hawks. But Portland versus Denver, this has turned out to be a great series. Because honestly, I thought it was going to be a pretty good series, but I thought Denver was going to try to wild out because, Denver would be wilding out when it comes to the playoffs. But then I got to remember, freaking Murray isn't playing this playoffs. So that is a game changer. This last game, they actually held Jokic to a lot less than what he's been doing. And freaking Dame ain't even go off this game.
First of all,
they had Powell going off this. Oh, you annoying as hell.
First of all, if you guys don't know,
this guy's annoying as
Damian Lillard is my favorite basketball player.
I'm not even gonna be mad at you for that, yo. His Dame, I ain't even gonna be mad at you for that, yo.
But hear me out.
Dame is nice. I'm not gonna talk bad on that man.
Hear me out though. As much as I love Dame, and I love Dame time, he gotta stop.
Stop what?
If you watch their games. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if they're purposely letting teams get the lead so Dame can go off and he can use his Dame time moniker.
Wait, you saying that the Blazers got like a script in their mind?
Yo, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually, and they do this all year, if you watch their games, they be blowing team. Yo, bro, game 2, Blazers and Nuggets, he had 8 threes in one quarter. They lost that game by almost 20. If I'm not mistaken, they did lose by 20.
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm going to look it up for you.
So, my thing was, I get it. We know you got it.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be Dame time all the time. It has to be team time, especially in the playoffs. You got to step up when they need you to step up.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't allow your team to get down and then try to jack up these shots all the time and feel like, this is how we going to come back. That shit don't work all the time. It's a team sport. You gotta, honestly, Dame and CJ McCullough, if not are probably top 2 best backcourts in the NBA right now.
I mean, yeah, because I don't know of any other backcourts that are really prominent like that.
Think about it. The only real one that you could really go at his neck right now, you're not going to say Westbrook and Beal are a better backcourt.
I could have gave you Kemba and Jalen, but they wasn't really doing nothing crazy.
But they not. That's the front. They both forwards.
Oh, and you said game 2. Nah, game 2 they only lost by 5.
Excuse me. It was probably game.
It might
have been game 3. One of those games they got blown.
One of the games. I'm gonna go back. Keep talking.
So my bad. He's checking the score. I'm looking. I hesitated a little bit, but
you look like I hesitate a little bit.
That you know what? What are you 2?
Actually, I'm 3.
Anyway, yeah, but I love Dame, man, but he gotta keep his team in it because oftentimes or not,
it was game 2. Never mind.
More times than not, it was game 2.
Yeah, he had 42 and 10. And they lost
128 to
109.
That's crazy, right? So,
but he was 9 for 16 from 3, though.
That's my point, though. He got to keep his team involved in it. And if you really watch that game, he got
10 assists.
Yeah,
so
but
keeping his team involved.
No, see, the saying is numbers don't lie. Numbers lie all the time.
Do they?
Yes, because there's a such thing as garbage assists.
Oh, that's true.
So, a bunch of them assists being that they were decent. A lot of them were just garbage time. They were already out of the game. So he has to, from first quarter on, keep everyone intrigued and involved in the game to a point where his team is thriving, not just him.
Well, then it's also they got to step up though, because granted, like for this particular game, he shot 24 shots. It's game 2. He shot 24 shots. The next person to shoot the most was McCollum, like you said, the 1-2 punch, but he had 12. Everybody else, 9 shots. Melo shot 5. Leaf shot 2. But that my point that I'm getting ready to make is who else can he really get involved?
All of them. And here's what I'm saying. As in being a Dame fan and watching their games enough, they get into these moments when they know Dame is about to just start shooting. All right, let's just go get the rebounds. And that's what they're telling themselves. Dame is in his Dame time mode. We know he's going to shoot. We just got to be prepared to get the boards. That's a bad mindset to have. Because like you said, everyone has to share the load. And I promise you, every time they play it right and everyone gets a fair share, no one can match. Yo, go back to the bubble last year. That first round series they had, excuse me, not the first round series, the tournament, the play-in tournament that led into the actual playoff in the bubble. You saw how they was destroying everybody towards the end? Because Dame and CJ and Carmelo were all getting their touches.
Well, then they all need to. But then also on top of that, McCollum not really, but Melo needs to make shots.
But
that's another thing too.
He has. But any shooter will tell you, I have to shoot to get in my rhythm. How am I do that if my point guard is taking all the shots?
All right. Well, today he shot 11 shots and he only made 5. That's pretty good. It's pretty decent.
You said today.
Yeah, said today.
And who won that game?
Blazers won that game.
My point is...
But no, wait.
That's today.
I was never refuting your point.
Okay.
If anything, I was being an ass. I wasn't really refuting your point.
But you see what I mean.
But what I'm getting ready to tell you is, this is what, to my point was, if the team gets involved, who else is going to step up? But they had people stepping up today. And if this happens, maybe he don't got to score 100 points.
But they were able to step up because he allowed them to. Look how many shots he took.
I mean, he only took 10.
That's my point.
But if then... we're not getting ready to have an argument.
No, it's not an argument. Because we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, okay, so then that's what I need to make sure of. Because I was like,
we're saying the same thing, but what I'm saying happens, when I'm saying the outcome is what you're saying happens if what I'm saying happens.
Yes.
Because we're
saying the same thing.
Once he realized he needs to share the load, the other players have to step up. And that's what they did.
Well, if they keep doing this, but then also, he was 1 for 10. So maybe it was because he wasn't making nothing, that's why he was passing it around. I didn't see this particular game, so I don't know.
Listen.
I didn't see this game, so I don't know.
At the same time...
But it was also a pretty good one. It was 10, 10, and 8.
Yeah.
He almost had a triple-double.
But at the same time, this is my thing with point guards. And it's okay to be a scoring point guard. But even the scoring point guards, Dame is good on that. They know that at certain moments they got to get their team involved because you can't do it on your own. That's why I love Dame. That's why I love Chris Paul. That's why I love...
Shout out Chris Paul. That's always been my favorite point guard.
You were talking...
You know what? Favorite point guard.
Off the Portland series.
Cool. What? Phoenix, that's the 7. Who you think winning? It's tied 2-2.
Portland. But I'm a little bit biased. I love Damian.
I personally think it's going to go to 6, and it's going to be the Nuggets. But... I'd love to be proven wrong.
Okay.
Because I want Dame to have... I honestly want Dame and Carmelo to have success.
Yes.
So I want to be proven wrong. It's just basically what I've seen from the Blazers every single year. But if they could prove me wrong, I'd love it. I love it. So what's the next series you want to talk about, Dan? Because I was going to bring up...
the Lakers and Suns.
That's exactly the one I was going to bring up.
And I need the Suns to get it together, man.
See?
I need the Suns to get it together.
We don't always argue on this show, but there are times when we get into it, especially when it comes to sports. This ain't something we about to argue about. I'll tell you that right now. I want the Suns.
I need them to get it together, man. Booker got to stop letting things get in his head because you can see towards the end of that last game, they were all the way in his head. And that was more so. And listen, when any athlete will tell you, once it's realized that I got the opponent's mind, I'm going to keep attacking it. And if no one peeped, the Lakers just started trolling them towards the end of the game.
You saw LeBron out here thinking he was... back in Akron, sitting here doing that extra dribble. Did you missed the shot? But...
he did the Carmelo post up and did the reverse layup on Jay Crowder.
But the thing is, though, when I learned when the Lakers are having fun like that, well, any team that LeBron is on, when he having fun like that, that's when you honestly should be worried.
Yeah, but in them doing that, it was more of them trolling as well because they saw that they were taking Phoenix out of their game. Bro, if you watched game 1 of that series, Phoenix was...
Yo, son, they was clicking. Game 1, they was clicking, bro.
And it's like game 2 happened, and they were like, okay, well, we're not going to be able to sustain this level of energy 7 games.
You know what happened? fucking Chris Paul got hurt, and that's when the whole honestly, ever since he hurt his shoulder, I'm just bringing it up. Mm-hmm. I'm simply saying, ever since he hurt his shoulder, you've seen he hasn't been doing what he normally does, like getting everybody involved, scoring his set of points. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying or coming up with excuses for him, but I am saying after it happened, I've noticed that his performance has dipped down a little bit. Okay,
that makes sense, and that's a valid observation. But they gotta get together. Booker is a top 4 scorer in his league, man.
He can score with the best of them.
If Chris can't do it, Booker gotta be able to elevate everybody else around him. He has to, man, and they can do it.
Yeah.
And if this is the time to take the Lakers out, you got to do it right now. Because if the Lakers get a full head of steam, they're going to come out the West.
You know why? Because I was going to bring up a point from one of our other episodes.
Say it.
Because the Clippers ain't going to beat Dallas. You know why, right?
That's the next. Why? What were you about to say?
Now, I had people mad at me when I said it, though. When
Say
I was
it.
mad at me, they were saying I was wild because I said Paul George, he's good, he's not great, you know? So I don't think the Dallas... But we could talk about that series in a second, because personally, I want Phoenix to turn up and kick up on the Lakers, not because I'm a hater of any kind. I just want to honestly see Chris Paul get a ring. I've honestly wanted him to get a ring since he was on the Hornets. Before they became the Pelicans, and they was the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. I wanted him to win when it was him and freaking
Tyson Chandler.
Pick and roll
David
combo,
West.
yo.
It was David West, Tyson Chandler. Yo, they and
that team wasn't even that great,
but
but
Chris,
he made that team better, and he shows it his entire career.
People forget they went to the Western Conference Finals that one year and played the Lakers and lost. That's
because the Lakers figured out the pick and roll.
That's
all it was.
Because that pick and roll was
that shit out quick.
Because that shit was deadly, though, bro.
Yo, that combo was bad.
He had Tyson Chandler in the All-Star game like 3 years straight.
He had Tyson Chandler looking great.
Tyson Chandler is listen. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Tyson Chandler was a really good, serviceable center. That man should never sniffed an All-Star game.
He was one of those players that his stats are definitely not seen on all the books. Like he does the right screens, the right box outs, the things
but
that you don't really see on paper.
It's not. Let me vote him for All-Star game.
Absolutely.
You know who he is?
Who?
He was a newer version of Kenyon Martin. Because Kenyon Martin made the dumbass decision to leave Jason Kidd, and his career went pew.
Yo. He should have just... Oh, man.
Yeah, right?
I wasn't even a Nets
Jason
fan.
Kidd had Kenyon Martin looking like the man.
I wasn't even a Nets fan, bro.
And Kenyon Martin decided to leave the Nets and just became a scrub in Denver. But, yeah, so... People forget that team. It was Chris Paul, Tyson Chandler, I just said his name. He went to Indiana. David West and Emeka Okafor.
Damn.
They had Chris Paul and nothing but big men.
Yo. And somehow they was out here.
Because you couldn't fuck with them in the pick and roll, man. And because Tyson was going to get the rebound and dunk on you, David West knew how to shoot the mid range.
And Chris Paul could shoot mid range or 3-point.
I used to put
off the pick and pop. It don't matter.
I used to put the elbow pad on and go in the gym and be like, David West. And hit real talk. Every time I put that pad on, though, that shot would fall. I shoot that shit from like 15 feet. Boop.
David West was another one that ain't get a lot of credit.
He didn't.
He was nice.
Because think about it. He went to Indiana, and then they became nice.
Yo, David West was nice.
Listen,
he was always doing.
But he got his rings. He got his rings.
Yeah. Shout out David West.
He went to the Warriors and got his rings.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a Warriors fan, but you know.
But
first of all, I believe anybody who's not from the Bay Area that's a Warriors fan.
They fraudulent.
Now, but I mean, granted, it might be real.
Listen, them Warriors fans popped out of the woodwork when they was nice.
All I want to say is,
where are they now?
Historic run.
Where are they now?
I used to see all these people going crazy.
Yo, think of all the sports bars we used to go to, and they used to have these fucking Warriors jerseys. I'm like, yo, where have y'all been all my life? I've been to Jersey all my life, and I've never seen one.
I ain't seen that one of y'all with a freaking Beadrin's jersey. I ain't see y'all with no freaking
Baron Davis
jersey.
Fucking Matt Barnes,
Jason Richardson,
Steven Jackson. Kiss my ass.
Jersey, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all with the Steph Curry.
Fuck out of here.
Freaking the Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
Even them KD jerseys was making.
KD jerseys.
Kiss my ass.
Off the shelf. Y'all ain't no real Warriors fans.
But just going back to the Lakers and Suns, man. We need the Suns to get it together, man.
I want the Suns to win.
So, but even though I want the Suns to win, prediction: Lakers in 5.
Yo. The funniest part about it is, bro, I was gonna say Lakers in 6.
Bro, we want the Suns to win, but that shit ain't looking good. Oh,
yo, all I'm saying is this: we've seen what happens when y'all try to do some bullshit to LeBron.
Oh my God!
LeBron got blown out game 1. Mm-hmm. He went in the locker room. Shout out RDC World, because you already know they made a video about when LeBron was wilding on his team for being trash.
Give me your ring. Give me your ring.
Yo, son, they are mad funny, son. Yo, but everybody knows y'all blow LeBron out game 1 or game whatever. Y'all better be ready for what comes after. Y'all better be ready to bring your A game every single game, son.
That man walked in the locker room like, AD, give me your ring. You can't have it till the playoffs is over.
Son, and then not for nothing, AD's balling too, yo. Mm-hmm. He's back to his nice and normal self. Yo, the Lakers are going to be a problem only because people are playing at full potential, full speed. And you know who's actually having a good time over there? Freaking Montrezl Harris, because they were saying that he was the problem when he was with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. He over there geek now because they winning over there in the series. So.
Listen, so let's talk about that series next. We both want the Suns to win, mm-hmm. but we both are picking the Lakers and D in 6, me in 5.
Yeah.
All right. So next series, Clippers and Mavericks.
Yeah. What about them?
So Montrezl Harris played for the Clippers last year.
Yeah.
And you know, you made that comment last episode about, episode before last about Paul George. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, Paul George is great. But my thing is, if y'all remember what happened after the bubble ended, and they made all those excuses about how it was Doc Rivers' fault, they bring Montrez, and it's like, yo, bro, we knew whose fault it was. It was PG's fault. And for him to sit up there and cast blame on everyone but himself was insane.
Yo, and this is why, it runs deep, like you said. It runs deeper than the numbers. Yo. Because we've seen what great players do.
Yeah,
You've seen what the great leaders do when shit don't go the right way, the way that it's supposed to.
It's something, but that furthermore goes back to the last 2 episodes. Because it's something mental, bro. What kills me, though, when did it happen? Because it's like, when he was with Indiana, he was a monster in the playoffs, bro.
When people say, when they bring up PG-13 and all those things, the only reason why I argue it is because I know I seen what he did in Indiana, but I swear, after he left Indiana, I don't know.
You know whose fault it really is?
Who?
It's Melo's fault.
Why is Melo's fault?
When they were all in OKC, Melo is the one who came up with that playoff P shit.
So wait, so you saying the nickname is the reason why?
Because it put too much pressure on him. The mental is a crazy thing to fuck with. Think about it. He had that good ass. He was having that great ass series up until Melo made that comment.
Okay.
Because they was like, oh, we don't know. Because they was like, we hear there's a new nickname for you, and the commentator, the journalist. Mm-hmm. Didn't say it, and then Melo went, "Oh, what you playoff P now?" And ever since then, this man has just been garbage in the playoffs.
So then this brings me back.
He actually had a good game yesterday, though.
So then it brings me back to my point. He had a really good game last night.
Yeah.
This brings me back to my point. He's good, but not great, because the greats got their mental together. Mm-hmm. If you want to blame it on the mental, then the greats, they got a great mental, right?
I give you that.
So then that's why I say what I say. Mm-hmm. Not because of the mental, but shout out, Paul George had a good game last game. Like I'm saying, I'm not going to lie and say he had a terrible game. I'm not a hater. I'm definitely not a hater. But I'm just going based on what I see. Every time he's in the playoffs, prior to even last game, the reason why the Clippers won last night was because Paul George finally stepped up. Mm-hmm. Games 1 and 2, Paul George didn't really do nothing.
Yo, real talk, did you watch that game?
Which one?
Game 3? I
didn't watch game 3.
Let me tell you how this shit went, because I watched it from start to finish. Bruh, Dallas came out. Excuse me. Luka came out fucking
rocking. He dropped like 42 last night.
It was 8-0 first time out, and Luka had all 8 of Dallas's points. Then they come off the timeout. Hardaway Jr. hits a fucking 3. Mm-hmm. It's 11-0. Luka goes back down, hits another 2. At the end of the first quarter, Dallas was already... midway through the first quarter, Dallas was already up by like 15. But that man Kawhi Leonard is a monster, bruh.
That's one person that I won't argue with.
They were up by middle of the first quarter. Dallas was up by 15. The end of the quarter, if I'm not mistaken, the score was 33-29. They came right back because Kawhi was like, "I'm not letting y'all blow me out."
First of all, Kawhi scored. I think he only missed 6 shots last night.
Not even. If I'm not mistaken, it was 4. It was 4.
I think he might be 11 for 16, 5 shots. Hold on, let me look it up.
But Kawhi was like, "Yo,
13 for 17. You're right. He missed 4.
He was like, "Yo, I'm
3 for 5 from 3, son."
He was like, "Yo, I'm not letting them do this to us," because they was whooping their ass that beginning of that first quarter, to the point where people about to be like, "Yo, these motherfuckers getting swept."
You said that they was up 15-0. Dallas and the Clippers ended the first quarter. Dallas scored 34. The Clippers scored 31.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know who scored what, but that's what I'm seeing here.
That was Dallas was up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Dallas was up 15, and the fact that they 30 by the end of the quarter, and they came back. Well, basically, was only down 3 by the end of the first quarter.
That's insane, bro. Like Kawhi Leonard is a man. Truth be told, bro, I know he loved California because he's from there. Kawhi need to go to the Knicks, bro.
Don't get my hopes up.
He need to go there.
First of all, because I'm not going to argue that. Shit. Kawhi, if you ever listening to this podcast, brother, let you know right here, you got a fan right here.
You got a fan in me.
Raptors, if you want to come to New York, brother, you come right on ahead because we're going to accept you with open arms. However, I won't get my hopes up about that.
I tell you this much. I know a lot of people who give flack to Doc Rivers. He won his ring with Boston and hasn't won one since.
But every team he's been on has gone to the playoffs.
Yeah, Doc's a really good coach. And the shit that was happening with the Clippers, it was not his fault. It was just easy for them to put what was going on them. Truth be told, the Lob City team that he had in the Clippers.
Yeah.
None of that was really Doc's fault. That team just underperformed. Every time they got to where they needed to go, no one showed up. And it was literally just Chris Paul. Like, Chris Paul would have moments where fucking Blake would go cold. But let me tell you one thing. Had Blake developed into the game he has now, or even 2 years before he left LA, that Lob City team would have went to the finals. Because people,
when he was with Detroit, that's when he actually started shooting.
But even before that, it was 2 seasons before he got traded to Detroit. Mm-hmm. Blake developed his game to where he can actually bring the ball up, handle it, and shoot. Remember, Blake used to have that stiff-ass jump shot that almost got stuck. He actually has a...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I noticed it more when he went to Detroit.
Yeah, because he was the shooter.
Yeah.
When he got to Detroit, he was the scorer. So he had to do that. So, but who you picking to win that Clippers series?
Clippers... Honestly, I'm picking Dallas.
Dallas?
Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 7. Was it 2-1 right now, right?
It's 2-1.
Dallas in 7. Because I think...
You think they're going to steal 2 in Dallas?
I think the Clippers found the formula last night. And I think they're going to stretch it out. But Luka is the man. So Dallas in 7.
Luka different.
Luka is different.
Yo, Luka different. That's somebody that needs to come to the Knicks, yo. That's somebody that needs to go to the Knicks.
All right, so what's the next series?
I mean, we could talk about it real quick. Brooklyn and Boston, but Brooklyn about to win that.
Jason Tatum, though, bro.
Ooh, Jason Tatum built different ball. Bro, Jason Tatum has built different ball.
I watched the fourth quarter of that game, and
that's an efficient 52.
Listen,
16 for 30.
I'm about to say something that sounds crazy, but it's not all that crazy.
It's crazy.
Some of the shots he was making in that fourth quarter, bro, I'm looking like, yo, Kobe done possessed this man. That's how them shits was looking. He hit one fadeaway off of Durant. No, it wasn't Durant. He popped up and hit a 3 in Durant's face in the fourth quarter last night. But I'm trying to remember exactly who was D'ing him this one play. It was on he was off the baseline, and he did the post up and he faded away. And when he faded, it looked just like Kobe's fadeaway, bro. And I'm like, yo, and that shit was water, bro. It was
Yo, son, Jason Tatum is a man on a mission. Yo, the thing is, they needed to win that game.
Listen, I tell you this much.
They needed to win Game 3.
I tell you this much. If the Celtics had Brown, they could have pushed the series to 6.
Oh, yo, honestly, if they had Brown, Kemba was operating at optimal levels, bro. I'm pretty sure they could have pushed it to 7. I'm not saying it would have been like blowouts on either side, but I definitely think that would have went to 7.
Yeah, but the Celtics are losing in 5.
Oh, yeah. This series here, the Celtics are losing in 5. Absolutely.
So I'm
not a Brooklyn fan, and it's always F Boston, but honestly, I'm not going to root for the Nets. But they're going to beat Boston in 5.
They got day one win.
Yeah.
So we're not going.
Honestly, that's honestly the last thing we could wrap up talking about who should win it. But we can talk about that later on because I want to talk about that when we get closer to it. But if Brooklyn don't win it this year, son, that's honestly like
that's fail for them.
It's a fail
for the team they got. They have to win it.
They literally have to. They have no choice. Mm-hmm. Like we all don't want it to happen, but honestly,
they have to.
With that talent, y'all should win.
Yeah, they have to.
Y'all should.
Honestly, if I'm James Harden, I get my ring and I leave. I'm not staying there. It's too loaded.
Yo, it's way too loaded. This should be a one and done kind of thing.
Like, what's crazy though? Mm-hmm. James had 41 last night. KD had 42.
Yeah, let me look right now. He had 39.
Bruh.
James, and they was both mad efficient. But you know who didn't show up?
Kyrie.
He only had 16.
But
I mean, only is a lot. That's how you know that a player is actually nice. Because
how much can you expect when your two more efficient scorers are going off of 39 and 42?
Nah, but I ain't gonna hold you. Him and Harden shot the same number of shots. Basically,
yeah, but
Harden shot 18, Irving shot 17.
But Harden's a better shooter than Kyrie.
Yeah, but what you saying? I thought you was gonna say it's the volume because he got his volume.
No, it wasn't volume. I'm just saying they're better. They're better scorers than Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Just naturally better scorers.
Yeah, so that
I'm saying Nets in 5.
All right, so Nets in 5.
What about? I think the last one,
Philly and Washington.
Yo, I don't. We don't even really need to talk about it. I'm saying Philly is sweeping them, but.
They're on game 4 right now, right?
They're on game 4 right now, and actually they playing right now. Philly's up 21-11.
Okay, that's serious.
I'm not saying that. But what is it? I think it's 3-0 right now, right? Yeah. I think this is game 4 right here. Oh, no, Philly's up 2-0.
All right.
If Washington doesn't win today, they're getting swept.
They're getting swept regardless. It's over. I'm calling that.
Like I said, I'm calling Philly in 4 for this one. I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on this one.
Yeah, that's curtains for them. That's
I'm calling Philly in 4. 5. Yeah, 4. Milwaukee. Sorry. Memphis and Utah. I'm going Utah in 5.
Utah in 6.
I'm saying Utah in 5. Because what's his face?
It's 2-1 now, right?
It's 2-1. No, it's 1-1.
It's 1 up. Utah in 6. Memphis matches up with them very well. Mm-hmm. Morant's a man.
Yo, he's. That boy, that dude different, bro. He built different. So.
Ja, and that's his name is fitting. Ja.
Yo, you know I think his dad's name is Tay or T.
Is it?
It's like T Morant, Ja Morant, but their names are actually longer than that.
But you know why why his name is fitting as the Ja thing. I'm not even being funny. It's not a bad joke.
Yeah.
Explain to the people what I mean by that, Dante.
Is it a religious related?
Yes.
Ja means God, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so I figured he was saying he was playing like Lord Jesus Shuttleworth.
Nah, because Ja is built different, bro.
He is. Huh?
Like, and for him, like, I don't want to say small. Obviously, he taller than us, but for him to be that size in the NBA and doing what he's doing,
he don't give a damn.
It's crazy. He don't. But Donovan Mitchell, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He's the difference maker.
Because that first game he didn't play, and they got smacked.
He came back and they smacked down.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you, he's the difference maker for that series.
That's why I say Utah in 6.
Okay.
But when they get to the second round, whoever they play, I don't care who they play, Utah's gonna have a problem. That game 1 exposed them, bro. Because without Mitchell, they're nothing.
Yo, and these teams where it's like, if they just have the one component missing, they're not gonna do as well. They can get figured out very quickly, yo. Mm-hmm. Very, very quickly. Yo.
But for the most part, I like what's happening in the first round. Eventually, once the second round get kicked off, we're going to get into that more. But that's going to be curtains for episode 6. We had fun talking about sports today. Yeah. On that note, No Talent Beats. Play us out, baby. You already know. The Educated Brothers Podcast.
We be educated.
Hit that subscribe button when y'all like this video.
Yes, sir. Like and subscribe, as they say. That's the alert symbol.
You need.
We out here.
Bye bye.